tell you about the greatest political hack of our era. European governments have discovered a magical shield, a brilliant trick that lets them push the most draconian, racist, dehumanizing, anti-immigrant policies without ever being accused of racism. And the secret is disarmingly simple: put a non-white face on it. Appoint a brown or black minister, preferably with a refugee story somewhere in the family, and let them announce the policies a white politician wouldn't dare say out loud. Because the modern state has simply perfected what colonial administrations mastered long ago: ruling through intermediaries. Only now the stage is domestic rather than imperial, and the intermediaries are the children of immigrants recruited to police the very borders their parents once crossed, and if they hadn't and weren't let in, they wouldn't be standing on that podium. And nowhere is this cynical tactic used more shamelessly than in the UK. Let's take a tour. First came Priti Patel, daughter of Ugandan Indian refugees who spent her time at the Home Office criminalizing the very pathways her own family once relied upon, all while running a personal side hustle in foreign policy with Israel behind her Prime Minister's back, and who now resurfaces periodically to reaffirm her devotion to Benjamin Netanyahu, proudly posing beside a man accused of war crimes as though it were a badge of honor. Then came Suella Braverman, born to migrants from Kenya and Mauritius, who spoke of asylum seekers as though they were an incoming plague and treated deportation flights to Rwanda like a spiritual calling. Her tenure was a crusade against protest, civil liberties, multiculturalism, and above all Palestinians and their supporters, every assault neatly wrapped in talk of security and anti-Semitism. Under Rishi Sunak, himself the son of immigrants, Braverman became the perfect political instrument: brown enough to deflect accusations of racism, right-wing enough to thrill the Tory grassroots, and ambitious enough to shout publicly what older grey-suited white conservatives only muttered privately. And now, under Labour, the same script: softer voice, same cold heart. Shabana Mahmood, Britain's first female Muslim Home Secretary, fronting proposals so punitive and morally obscene that even conservative legal scholars are blinking in disbelief. Her reforms would remove the state's legal duty to provide basic shelter or support to asylum seekers fleeing war and persecution. Imagine risking your life, crossing the channel, only to have your watch confiscated, your wedding ring seized, your clothes taken because they're deemed too expensive, your children barred from school, your shelter withdrawn. These are policies that violate not only international law, but the most basic instincts of human decency, yet they're delivered through the comforting optics of a Muslim woman with immigrant roots.